Republican representative for Utah, a member of the House Education Committee, Burgess Owens, joins me. Good evening, sir. And both Claudine Gay, the former president of Harvard, and now Fani Willis, both very successful women, claim that they assert that they are the product of racism in their troubles. Do you agree or not?
I disagree vehemently. I'll say this: Dr. Martin Luther King and that generation, if they were alive today, would be ashamed of what we're now seeing today. We have people who truly think they're entitled to play with different games. At the end of the day, if you lie, cheat, and steal, I don't care what color you are, you don't lower the barrier and say because you're black, you're not supposed to be accountable. You're accountable because you're in a position of people of trust. And I lived through Martin Luther King's day. I was 12 years old during that time. And I remember during the demonstrations, they had such a love for their community and respect for the community. If you were not going to discipline yourself and they stay nonviolent, you could not participate. You look at the way they dressed themselves, because they were commanding respect, not by begging or saying we deserve because of my skin color. They want respect because they were showing meritocracy, and that was the bottom line. We have today a number of Black Americans who get to where they are, they're in positions of power, overseeing so many of these Black communities that do so poorly, because they're not given the choice of freedom of school, a freedom of a good job or a good business. They celebrate when Black Lives Matter comes through and burn down all the Black businesses. So no, this is the time to reflect on the fact that the American dream is still alive and well. And we need to make sure that we're not listening to that voice you just heard a minute ago of how bad we're doing, when that person is truly privileged to be an American citizen and a congressperson to serve this nation at this particular time. So let's be proud of who we are. Let's not look down on each other because of our colors of our skin. And let's not listen to the naysayer who's always complaining about what they don't have. And meanwhile, they're not allowing the American people to truly achieve the American dream they deserve to have.
How do we move in the better direction? I mean, it's, because obviously there's a problem.
It's easy. It's up to the American people. And that's what's happening right now. Black Americans are sick and tired. They've given these promises about the Democratic Party for decades, and they're realizing nothing's gotten better. Matter of fact, it's gotten worse. So let's leave it to the American people to understand that their needs should come first. We should be proud of who we are, proud of our country, looking at each other inside out, not outside in. The American people this time around, 2024, are going to speak their voice. And believe me, those folks who've been dividing us, who've been doing this oppressor and presser thing for all these decades, they're done. We're tired. And so we're going to see that Blacks, Hispanics, Asians, Jewish Americans now, they're realizing we have a party that's not been in our best interest, and we're going to start voting the right way to get our country back on pace and give our kids a legacy of hope and a remarkable future, because we understand what they're up against right now.
Congressman Burgess Owens, thank you, sir. Hope you come back.